What up, everybody? It's me, Jessica lwhor, and we're back with another Jess Talk. Drag business, drag costume etiquette. But before we get into this Jess Talk, as usual, don't miss out on any lwhor tubes. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and we're streaming on all platforms as a podcast. Spotify, Apple Music. Let's get into this Jess Talk. Let's do it. Come on!
Attention lwhor, attention lwhor, attention lwhor, attention. Here I am walking down the street, seeing all the boys trying to take a peek. Shorts pulled up, a chest out right. Come on, boys, just take a bite. Look but don't touch, spin it round and round.
All right, everybody, for this Jess Talk, we're doing drag business, but like costumes, drag costume etiquette, quote unquote, and how that has changed. And I just want to preface right off the bat that these are my views, Jessica lwhor's views.
That's my opinion!
Ways that have changed and grown. It's not even the same as when I started drag. So let me go back. This is like an old school drag thing that I would say that I was brought up with. You walk into the bar, even if you haven't performed yet, people don't see you not in full drag. Like, you don't have a baseball cap or sweatpants on. You come in a full look. You get patted at home. You put your makeup and your costume on at home, and then you come to the gig, okay? And you would never tip around. Tip around is what they call it, or like walk around, tiptoe around, mingle with the guests before the show in the outfit that you were going to perform in. You had to have a cover up on or something. You had to put on a different outfit. You had to look a little bit different when all of that was going on. So that's like an older drag thing that I grew up with. And I know a lot of entertainers that still continue that method. Like they will never ever show up to a gig or leave a gig not head to toe done. Nobody sees that transformation. Now, I remember going through a period where I also believed in that, and I was like, oh yeah, totally. And I think it comes to a certain extent. I still to this day prefer entertainers in general to have a different look on outside of their performance looks before going and mingling into the audience. Now, that's not for everybody. Sometimes it's about maybe this is the only outfit that I have, okay? Maybe I don't mind if people see what I'm wearing prior, okay? That's totally okay for you. And sometimes I would argue that part of the look, part of the story you're telling is part of that excitement from an audience member standpoint. And if you are trying to tell a story with a certain look or a certain theme, you might not want to show people that. Like, if you're giving me a theme to a horror movie and it's Beetlejuice, but I see you walk out as Beetlejuice before you do your number, I kind of lose the excitement of seeing that shock of, wow, this is Beetlejuice, this is so cool. That's a small example. However, I do know some performers that are either energetic enough, or the song progresses enough, or maybe you don't know it's a reveal, or there's some twist to their song or to their performance that it doesn't matter that you saw them. You forget that you saw them earlier because the number was life-changing. It was so good you didn't even remember that you saw it prior to them performing. I used to get a lot of shit when I would start transitioning into I didn't want to drive from Fort Collins, which is an hour away here in Colorado, to Denver and in full drag. And so I started going through the mindset of being paid for my time in some ways. So this is where the drag business part comes in. If I am mingling with a crowd, or am I supposed to go and take photos or be there early or something like that? Should I bring an extra outfit? I think mingling with a crowd prior in a different outfit also helps build your rapport with an audience member, especially if you're not hosting the show. But you should be able to, ultimately, you wear it whatever you want. I wear sweatpants and a wig cap and a beanie regularly. That is my go-to. If I am not working, if I'm not hosting, if I'm not performing, if you see me out twirling,
Now twirl, 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 twirl.
now after so long, it's because I was just feeling good that night. But very rarely do I enjoy going out or staying after the show in full drag, or coming early to the show in full drag, because I'm my timestamp is the 2 to 2.5 hours that I have been booked and scheduled for this event. And if you miss me during that show and I don't look my best, well, I'm so sorry. And sometimes I'll make a joke when before the show, I'm in a thong, a makeup t-shirt, a beanie, and like my little slippers walking through the bar, and I'm like, hey, you're judging me now, but I promise you it gets better. Like, because then people are like, well, I wonder what she looks like when she actually tries. So that's a different perception. In terms of costuming etiquette, I think that a lot of entertainers get read for filth for repeating outfits.
Lizzie McGuire, you are an outfit repeater.
Repeating numbers with the same outfit or the story. And let me just tell you, I strongly believe that you should be mindful of how many times you're performing a number at what venues and the regularity. Like, how often am I bringing this back? Should you do the same number every single show, every single weekend? No, in my personal opinion, no, you should not do that. Are there performers that I know that do the same mixes in the same outfits every single weekend, every single show for multiple years? And are they doing fine? Yes. But that to me is just so like, it just stops creativity. Like, there's so much out there. And I like to develop numbers that have like, I call them Jessica Classics. That's another Jess talk. Jessica Classics, where the costume is going to fit for that. And sometimes I make the joke that's like, I'm going to repeat this number with this costume as many times until I pay for it because it was expensive. And that's most likely a lie. Probably got it really cheap on AliExpress or some bullshit like that. But what I'm saying is, be mindful of how often you're repeating costumes and looks. I think it's important to show a variety to the best of your ability. I'm not saying you need to spend a shit ton of money on an expensive outfit. And I'm not saying that you necessarily need to go to the Ark and get clothes from there either. I think that you can create an outfit from anything. You know, it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. It can be thrifted. I think that you can turn a look and create different styles to showcase that. But don't lose those friends. Bring them back. Cycle them back in. Those iconic looks that you're creating. I'm a strong believer that there's always going to be one person that has never seen it. Whether that's a performance look, a twirling look, a hair, a style of makeup. There's always going to be one person that if you repeat something that in the audience they have not seen. There's a certain old school value. I think an older generation of queens had this magic about them that when they did a number, everybody would hear that number was starting or that the entertainer was announcing, and they come in and people would talk and they'd be like, oh my God, I've seen this number before. I know what she's going to perform. It's so good. You're going to love this. And like, sometimes they say in business, you say something 7 times and people don't forget it. I think that if you perform something 7 times for that one person or just for multiple times for people, they never forget it. Maybe you changed it up a little bit. Maybe it's to a different song or story with a different shoe. Maybe you added stones to it. Maybe you ripped it up. Maybe you put blood on it, whatever that is to change it. You can always spray paint and glitter and rip and tie and sew things and make something out of nothing. But I think there's an unrealistic expectation that drag entertainers should have a new outfit for every single time that they appear in the world. It's not realistic financially. It's so unrealistic if you're just starting out. And I think people need to be more okay with people turning looks, the same looks over and over and updating when they feel like they need to be updated, or you see them using the same looks but also growing their rapport. Like, you gotta give a little bit of grace there. But in terms of costume etiquette, I'm a strong believer, boil it all down to do whatever you think is right, but that doesn't mean that you ignore a possible laziness in the back of your head. And I'm not saying laziness like you're not trying or you're not, I think the relying on the,
well, I can do this because Jessica said I should do whatever I want.
Yeah, you should do whatever you want, while also being mindful of what you're presenting and building your brand. And that's today's Jess Talk. That was really fun. For all you drag entertainers out there, tell me what you think about my costume exploration and journey. Was this the same way for you? What are some things in your cities and where are you from? Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Attention the whore. Attention the whore. Attention the whore.
Hi, little whores. It's me, Jessica LaWhor. And did you know that I'm on Cameo? That's right. Cameo is a platform where you can get personalized messages from me, the biggest whore in all of Colorado. Whether it be a birthday sing-along, a bar mitzvah, a congratulations on your new job, a congratulations you didn't get pregnant, I'm your whore for the message. So follow the link below, click it, and book your next Cameo to surprise your best friend, your grandma, your family member, or any other little whore fan out there. Come on, book them now.